We are live at MusicTown Detroit with the one and only CMA Female Vocalist of the Year, Carly Pearce.
Hello.
And Sarah Thomas from WYCD.
With special WSG, Sarah Thomas.
Featuring Sarah Thomas.
Yeah.
And a few ducks.
And a few ducks, because we have to talk about the ducks later. But you were just saying it's so chilly. You're performing at the Fillmore tonight.
Yes.
Yes, and so you said you didn't bring a lot of clothes.
I don't really look at my schedule, and I was telling you, I have like a completely different wardrobe on my bus that just stays on the bus, so I don't have to pack and take a suitcase. So I didn't think about the fact that I was going to Michigan.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had very limited clothes, but at least I had my Ugg boots, so we're good.
Those
Luckily,
are key.
we sell hockey jerseys downstairs.
I know, I need
so
one.
You might need one. They're very warm.
Now let's get into your music, Spirit Fingers. So country music made me do it, and you have that song "We Don't Fight Anymore" with Chris Stapleton. You said it was very important for you to release it. Why do you think it was so important, that type of song?
I think the type of country music that I grew up on were the real songs that made you feel something, and that's always been something that was important to me. I kind of like writing music that maybe makes you go or is the exception to the rule of what works, or just things that really, I think this song in particular, you've either found yourself here or could be there in the moment. But it definitely, it is a sentiment that I feel like is not talked about as often as maybe it should.
Super powerful.
Yeah. I feel like it's just one of those songs that that emotion of just a relationship running cold. And it just, I think it's an important sentiment.
Yeah.
In fact, that song is so powerful that happily married people hear it and they want to get divorced.
Yeah. And you
And they
want
were
to
happy
fight.
until
You
they
hear
heard
that
it.
song and you're like, I wish I fought more,
You're
actually.
like, I think we should fight.
Yeah.
Are we okay?
Let's just do
fight.
that.
Just kidding. That doesn't happen.
It's not date
That was
night,
a
it's
joke.
fight night.
Yeah, exactly.
So what was your takeaway with working with Chris Stapleton? Because you imagined him doing that song.
Yeah, I wrote it and just kind of heard his voice on it, and to see it come full circle and to have him on the song, and now to have performed it with him, we performed on the CMAs. He is the kindest, shyest, soft-spoken person, just such a talent that sometimes I wonder if he even knows how good he is. And that's what makes him so awesome. He just really is about the music and about the artistry and about the songwriting, and is just one of, in my opinion, the greatest of all time.
It's hard to argue that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's on tour with George Strait, so that's not going to suck.
No. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. For the CMAs, how much did you rehearse for that amazing performance? It was amazing. And you always look so good.
Oh, thank you.
You do.
Thank
and I'm
you.
not saying that to be nice. You just always do.
Thanks.
Like, how do you look waking up?
Not good. I promise. I should take a picture and show you, because it's questionable. I sat in a glam chair for 2 hours before this, and I sat in a glam chair, I think, for 3 hours before the CMAs. So do not look like
I don't believe that. When I wake up, I look like my dad. I'm like, hey, Dad, is that
Honestly,
you?
Same. I'm always like, you're the only man I'm okay with looking just like.
Looking back in the mirror at you, literally. So I want to tell you this short story. I have a family friend, and her dad passed away like 2 days before her bachelorette party, and it was on her birthday too.
Oh God.
She absolutely loves you, and said that she literally would listen to your album to get through the day, and it dropped the same week that her dad had died. So for you, when you're going through tough times, what really gets you through with music? Like, do you listen to someone specific?
I have always loved shocking,
Like when you're sad
songs.
Yeah.
Whether it's, I'm trying to think, like growing up, I loved Patti Loveless. I loved Leanne Womack. I loved Vince Gill. I loved Alison Krauss. The Chicks. Some of Keith Urban's like really sad, like You'll Think of Me, and those songs. And I love sad songs. I just do. Whether it's in country or whether it's different artists that I listen to just in my free time. But I think sad songs are so honest, and maybe that's why I feel like it's not like I had a sad childhood by any means, or not that I'm sad in my life right now. I've had obviously like times that were sad, but for whatever reason, I think that honesty just and the vulnerability really resonate with me. I'll crank a sad song up in my car when I'm completely fine in the middle of the day. Like, it's just what I like.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I was lucky enough to, Miss Carly invited me to hear her entire new album, or at least most of it.
I got 8 more I need to play you.
When I can't wait to hear them. But anyway, she took me to a studio in Nashville, and we listened to it. It was before the album came out. It was just a couple days before, I think.
Before a couple of the songs came out, yeah.
Yeah, and it's a great album.
Thank you.
And I said at the time, I think it's the best album you ever did, and I stick by that.
Thank you.
But there's a lot of fun too on that album.
There is.
There's like, it's not all sad songs.
No. And like I said, I just completed what will be my 4th album, and I feel like it's by far my best representation of me. I was intimidated to follow 29 because I feel like 29 was kind of the album that really made people realize who I was as an artist from front to back. But I feel like I've grown even from that one, and I'm excited for people to hear that.
Yeah. With everything that you've done so far, the CMAs, the ACMs, the Grand Ole Opry, all that stuff, what do you want to do other than make music? What is your goal now, like looking forward? Because you've already accomplished a ton in a short time, really.
I get asked this a lot, and the only thing that I know how to say is more of the same.
Yeah.
Yes, I have accomplished a lot, but I want to be one of the ones that in 20 years, the next generation that's coming up is like, the way Carly Pearce has continued to reinvent herself is inspiring.
For sure. And going back to a previous song of yours, I hope you're happy now.
Yeah.
I've done that drunkenly in karaoke. I sound exactly like you. No, I'm kidding. I don't. I do not at all.
Yeah,
when
for
you
sure, no.
I like sound just like-
exactly. I mean, on pitch.
It's a big no.
What is your favorite song to do if you do karaoke and you're hanging
Yeah.
out with your friends and stuff? What's your favorite song to do?
I mean, I'm usually drunk if I'm doing karaoke. I like Shania a lot. So like, Man, I Feel Like a Woman, or Whose Bed Every Brute's Been Under. Cowboy Take Me Away is a really good one. All those like 90s female classics.
Yeah, like anthems.
Yeah.
I also like to do those same songs.
See, I feel like no matter who you are,
when
those
you're
are
a guy
it.
and you sing "Man, I Feel Like a Woman," it just brings the place to a
It
new level.
does.
The estrogen peaks definitely.
it
during
does.
that time. And we were always talking like a minute ago how good you always look. You do. Have you ever had a wardrobe malfunction where like and not you don't have to make it rated R. It can be like PG.
I mean, this one
Or G.
this one felt rated R at the time. I was on the Kenny Chesney tour, and I don't know where we were, but we were in a stadium. So you think of the screens, they're larger than life, so they make you look larger than life. And so I'm out there, yada, yada, yada. I have a dress on that has buttons all the way down the front. And I'm like, hee, hee, hee. And this girl right in front of me is, for those of you who can't see me, she's pointing at my dress in the front, and she's like, your dress. And I'm in the middle of a song. Yeah. And I'm like, my dress, okay. And I go like this, and I realize that the entire thing is open.
Oh God.
And ladies, this is where it gets rated R. In those outfits, you just wear your little cups. You don't have on a bra. So I was like, oh, everybody's going to see you. They're seeing. How much of this are they seeing? And I panic. And I literally just turn around, and by the time I turn around to try to walk up the thrust, my stage manager is already down there. And I literally stood and sang with my back to the entire crowd because I was like, you've already gotten a show. It's fine.
That's mortifying.
I was really happy that girl told me. But yeah, the entire, like, I don't know what happened, but the buttons all just came off. She's like, your dress.
Oh my God. They popped off, or they
Literally
just unbuttoned?
Unbuttoned.
Oh, wow. So you're at the Fillmore tonight. Like, a Detroit crowd is pretty rowdy at times, in a good way.
Yeah. I mean, I've had so many good memories here. I'm really excited to get to end this tour here. I think there's a difference. Obviously, I've gotten to play like a lot of different shows here, but there's something about headlining your own show and kind of creating that experience from the time that fans walk in the door till they leave. I think there's going to be extra energy because it is our last show of the year, like as a band. So yeah, we're excited.
It's exciting. We're so excited to see you tonight, as always. Carly Pearce, 99.5 YCD.